Gold Star Promotions is proud to present Floyd Money Mayweather. The man himself is coming to the UK for his UK tour, February and March 2020. For all info and tickets, Gold Star Promotions, the host of UK.
Fuad here, back on Behind the Gloves with another interview. I'm joined by 13-0 Frank Warren prospect Muheeb Fazeldin here at the Buddha Boxing Gym in Green Park. First of all, Muheeb, we know that you've signed with Frank Warren now. You've got Tunde in your corner as your manager. Before we get into any of that, for the people that don't know who you are, give us a bit of insight of your upcoming in boxing and really how you came about it.
Well, my name is Muheeb Fazeldin. I'm an undefeated professional boxer. Yeah, there's nothing to say about it, man. But yeah, boxing's been up and down, so I've been inactive. Maybe that's why a lot of people don't know me. But yeah, now we've got the ball rolling. I've got a great team. Brian as my coach, Tunde Ajayi as my manager, and Yusuf as my SNC coach, and Uncle Frank as my promoter. So looking up, everything's looking up, bro.
From Sheffield, obviously, you trained in the amateurs at the Ingle Gym. That must have been a good experience, obviously, with the likes of the fighters coming up there, Kell Brook, Kid Galahad, etc. How was that experience for you as a kid?
Yeah, just normal experience, just like everyone else, you know. It was good. The experience there was good, just the fact that we had around the legend himself, God rest his soul in peace, Brendan Ingle, and then we trained with a lot of champions there, so it was a good experience to take on board. Yeah, very good.
All right, let's talk about your career now. Obviously, you said you had a very inactive spell. You signed with Frank Warren, but you also signed with him about a year ago. Just tell us why that didn't, fall through, because you didn't end up having any fights under his banner, and that you ended up re-signing with him. What happened the first time around?
Nothing really happened. It was just managerial issues, you know. Nothing to do with Uncle Frank or the team. So just little managerial issues. Put boxing on pause. Had to clear out. You know, got to get the positive mindset and then get back again. So when we got back again at it with the Unks, which is Tunde Ajayi, just straight away what happened within a phone call Uncle made, and yeah, we're up there now. It's just a matter of showcasting now.
Frank's got a lot of young prospects, and recently he seems to sign a lot more. Does that ever worry you that you'd ever get thrown sort of underwater? You might not stand out in terms of end up fighting as regularly as you'd want to, because he's got so many prospects that he has to put on show?
Nah, do you know what it is? I wish everyone the best. If someone else is fighting more regular than me, then that's good for them, because everyone's got a table to put food on the table. But I tell you from now, I'm Frank's favourite already.
Yeah. How do you sort of say that with so much confidence?
Ask Frank. Ask Uncle Frank.
All right.
I boxed once for him, and I'm his favourite. Imagine when I box.
Let's talk about your style then. Obviously, it says it in the name, flashy. You, from what I've seen of you, and I compare you to a lot of the British talent that we've got in the country. Yeah, have a different style. Give the fans an idea of how you sort of fight.
Well, I fight unorthodox. That's the best way to put it. I can fight on a back foot. I can have a war. I'm more of a boxer than a toe-to-toe fighter. But if we have to, then we have to. You know, I'm up for any challenge. That's really me. And like I said, flashy. I like to showcase the skill, because I think I got skills in abundance. So.
Mentioning your manager now as well, Tunde Ajayi, I spoke with him a few weeks ago. Obviously, there's always a lot of controversy around him, but what's your relationship with him? When did you first meet him? And what is your relationship with Tunde Ajayi?
Do you know what it is? People don't know Tunde for who he is. I think my relationship with him is great. We talk nearly every day. Do you know what I mean? And he's always got that positive energy about him, and that's what attracted me to him the most. Like I've known Unks from being young, before even he had Anthony Yard as a pro boxer. We used to watch him on YouTube. I always liked his approach. You know what I mean? People don't like that, but I always like the fact that he's got a team around him. He looks after his people, and he's all in for his fighters. So that's the main thing, and I think you hardly find this in this day and age in boxing.
He's very outspoken on social media and whatnot.
He has to be. If he's outspoken, tell me why shouldn't he be? Like, I don't know. Why don't if you're doing well, why don't talk about it? You know what I mean? Everyone can't be everyone's cup of tea. You know what I mean? But as in he's an important member of in my life at the moment. Man, I really respect him and highly rate him. I think he's one of the best people in boxing to be as a manager. for me, he's my manager. I think he's one of the most underrated managers in UK.
Like I said, I got to catch up with both Anthony and Tunde in the last 2 weeks. I obviously mentioned to them sort of the criticism around their relationship after Anthony went and challenged for Sergey Kovalev for the world title, and then he was sort of, a lot of people were saying, he shouldn't be with Tunde. Tunde's not a great of a coach. As a friend of Tunde, how did you sort of take that in? Did you think that was fair on him?
No, it wasn't fair, because you see what a lot of people. I've not got that trainer and fighter relationship with Tunde. I've got a manager, but Unks looks out for me outside boxing aside. He looks out for me as a person, and me and him talk, and we talk about general life, general stuff. People make mistakes. How can you fix them? Energy, and Unks' energy in that day with Anthony was he was fighting in with him, maybe not throwing punches, but Unks wanted that fight as much as Anthony did, and they both got that relationship where whatever Unks says to him in the corner, sometimes you don't need to say nothing. Like, for example, as a trainer, me and Brian don't talk to me a lot in the ring. Does that make him a bad trainer? No, because I guarantee you, Brian will pick holes in any fight opponent we have. But it's just because you do all the talking in the training set camp. In the ring, you only got to say one thing to trigger. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, everyone's different, but a lot of people like being talked to in the corner. Maybe Anthony and Unks don't like talking a lot in the corner. That's them, and it's worked great for them. So I don't think why they should change it, or why anyone think that they should change it. Anthony is up there. He's achieved a lot already in the sport of boxing. So yeah, man.
Moving on, you mentioned your trainer Brian O'Shaughnessy. Give us an insight into your team. Like you said, you've been inactive for a while, but you're still looking in great shape. Seeing you train as well, still hella fit. How do you keep that sort of 100%? Who's around you?
That's why I just want to say thank you to Brian and Yusuf. Even though we had a date, opponent pulled out, and we didn't have a date, they still gave me their all and trained me. Went on pads, did everything like I was in camp. Yeah, I was allowed to eat, and I did put weight on, but I'm not on my fighting weight. But with that being said, I still stayed active. So Brian is a hell of a man. He's like a father figure to us. Always told me patience. You know what I mean? So yeah, and Yusuf just always pushed me. Yusuf's always pushed me. He's pushed me dig deep, and staying in shape, bro. Big up to Sixpad, my sponsors. Sixpad Europe, the closest store they have is in Westfield. They supply me with gears, like after training. Put some stuff on, like for your abs and your arms and stuff, and just it works wonders. So check them out.
Does that stuff really work? There's been a lot of criticism about that as well. It seems that you've used it. Tell us how it works.
It works, man. Trust me, it works. But you see, ways people think, oh, I'm not gonna train. I'm gonna eat pizza and put it on. I'm gonna have six-pack. It don't work like that. You gotta put in the graft, do your workout gym, and then go home. When you're resting watching TV, just whack it on for about 30 minutes, and it works wonders.
Fair enough. I'm gonna have to give that a go. Moving back. Thank you. Brian O'Shaughnessy, you've been with him for a couple of years now. Initially, how did you sort of come about meeting him, and obviously moving up to London from Sheffield? What was the initiation there?
You know what it is? Sheffield's always going to be home, but I had to move away from Sheffield due to the fact that I felt like, how can I explain it without sounding rude? I felt like I had a bigger image. Yeah. I was bigger. My image was to be big. And I had to move somewhere that can give me that kickstart. And so I decided to move, and I come in, one of my close mates, his name is Kenny, so big up Kenny, got me in touch with Lawrence Okoli, and then I was on the phone to Lawrence, and he was like, yeah, come to the gym, check it out. So I went there. I was heavy them times, and Brian looks at me and goes, what weight are you? I'm like, oh, I fight a super bantam feather. He goes, oh, okay. He didn't believe I was a professional fighter. And then he just looked.
What were you weighing?
I was around.
Come on, spit out.
Around heavy. Very heavy. But yeah, man, when you take time out of boxing, you think boxing ain't working for you. You fall in love out of the sport, and that was one of the main reasons I left. I moved to London because I just wanted a new scenery. I'm that type of guy, I get bored of stuff quick. So I just wanted a new scenery. So I moved here, and I sacrificed a lot. So being here, but it's gonna pay off. It took time. But now I'm sponsored by a great company, big up Sixpad again. I've got a great manager, Unks, Tunde Ajayi. I've got a great trainer, Brian O'Shaughnessy, wicked SNC coach, Yusuf. and can't even say it, man. One of the best promoters in the world, if not one of the best promoters in the world, if not the best promoter in the world, in Frank Warren. And yeah, I'm around a great stable. We got Ajayi, who's doing very well for himself. We got Elliot. We got a few people in our stable. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Lawrence Coley, you mentioned, used to train with Brian O'Shaughnessy. He's now obviously moved on, training with Shane McGuigan. He's gone on to win British titles, Commonwealth, European titles. You say you're not a guy who likes to stick around all the time. When you see people like himself moving on, does that ever trigger you to think, oh, maybe I could move on? And with your personality, like you said, you wouldn't want to stick around.
Stick around. I just get bored of things when they're not working. So, nah, I wouldn't. I put it out here on camera. The day I leave Brian is when I retire, because Brian's been nothing but, like, when I first come, he never charged me for a training session or nothing. So how can you just turn around and leave him like that?
Was there ever a thought, because like you said, you go through a lot of frustrating times, you don't fight for a very long time, and then you see your stablemate going on to doing great things. Does it ever trigger in your mind?
No, because I'm a positive guy. If someone's doing well, I don't think, why is he doing well? I wish him all the best, and I think, you know what, my time will come. And Brian always sat me down and said to me, all he says to me was patience. Brian's not a talker. Patience, patience, patience. And do you know what? I'm doing well for myself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, few people kind of had it faster, but look where I'm at now. I've got a great deal with Onks as a manager and a Frank Warren as a promoter, and I've got a great sponsor. Do you know what I mean? And that's only gonna grow. So I'm up there, man. I'm comfortable, very content with myself and what God has gave me. So I never look at people and think, oh, they've achieved something. I need that. Yeah. I look at stuff saying, you know what, good for him. I need to work hard and get there.
And moving forward is Boxing Day today, so a few days away from 2020. It's obviously going to be a big year for you now signing with Frank Warren. When can the fans expect you out? When are you looking to make your first appearance under the banner?
February, March. I got told, but I didn't get a specific date. It's too early to get a specific date, to be honest with you. But around late February, start of March. You
were going to fight for the eliminator for the English title in September. So in 2020, what's the sort of mindset? What are you trying to win? What's the sort of route, should I say?
I'm trying to get in the world rankings. I'm past English, British. No disrespect, I'd love to fight for the British title. That's a prestigious belt. But I'm not going to wait around for it or do eliminators. I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? I think skill sets, I'm up there, but I want to go for a version of a European title that puts me in the world ranking. But with that being said, I'm not a manager, I'm a fighter, and I'm sure Onks will work his wonders and get me to a world title shot.
Fair enough. Anything you want to plug into the fans? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, man. I've just finished a great session at Buddha Box. So big them up there, Mayfair, great gym. Check him out on Instagram. It's called Buddha Box. Yeah, beautiful gym, man. I don't know if you guys can see it all over, but 5-star gym. The best part is the shower part.
It actually is. It genuinely is a 5-star gym. You walk into the toilets, it's all marble.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? See where we train at? I'm joking. I train at the Peacocks. Peacock is my gym, but due to the fact that it's closed, these guys literally open the gym up for me and my team to do some sessions. So thank you, Buddha Box people, great people. And yeah, thank you to Behind the Gloves people for tuning in. Thank you, man. And add me up on Instagram as well. Muheeb Fazeldin.
There we go. Thank you for your time, bro. And we hope to catch up with you early next year.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go and do so by clicking the icon right here and hit the bell button so that every time we upload a new video, you get an alert so that you don't miss out.